going on here, guys? We are back here with another video this week, and again, it's part of my beginner series set there. And today we're going to be looking at how to efficiently make the most out of your gold and your power cores and all that other good stuff. So hopefully you guys find this useful. So right off the bat here, we are going to be looking at making sure you do your objectives. So in total, I've pretty much summarized it here, but you pretty much get 115k worth of gold, 50 power cores. You get about 885 XP, which is really handy right now, especially now that they've unlocked up to 75, level 75. And this is great for those of you that are new, that are just starting out as well and just leveling. So you get about 885 experience points per objective that you do. So once you complete that during the course of the day, that's an extra 800 you can add to your overall experience. And then you also get 35 energy refreshes. Those come in handy as well. With 35, that pretty much means you get a free refresh every second day, and then it all kind of adds up for the next day as well. Because then if you use 50, you'll have 70. Subtract that by 50, you'll have 20, and then the next day plus 35, you also have a free one again. So it actually ends up working out quite well, actually. So and then you'll also have the extras there with the 250 arena credits, and also the 250 blitz credits as well, and those will come in handy in terms of just character progression and getting up characters that way. So it's really nice with all that. It just kind of gives a summary. So again, in total, you get about 115,000 gold, which is actually really decent, considering you just have to do the objectives and make sure you're doing them. And I know when I was starting out, I was a bit lazy, and there were some days where I just completely forgot to make sure that I was doing 3 heroes campaigns or 3 villains, and then I just completely forgot about those bonuses. So make sure you guys check those objectives and make sure you're doing them. And then again, the 50 power cores, which is great because it gives you a free refresh with your energy, if that's what you want to do it with, or you can just hoard it like me. And then obviously the most important component is getting that XP, which is really big, especially early on in the game, where you're trying to reach those level milestones. For example, like getting alliances unlocked when you're, I believe, 20, 25 or something like that, and then getting the arena unlocked as well when you're level 30. So those will come in really handy there. Yeah, I think that's all I got to say about that. So okay, moving on. So let's start this off by talking about gold. So gold is the currency that Marvel Strike Force uses, and doesn't matter if you're level 1, doesn't matter if you're level 75. It's one of those resources that you'll consistently need throughout the game, and essentially you want to make sure you're using it, you're utilizing this currency the best you can in the game to fully maximize your potential, obviously. And right here, I mean, I've got a bit of gold to play around here. Reason being, there have been some new updates, and with Agent Coulson just being announced that he'll be released, there's been a lot of rumors floating around how he's going to get unlocked, and I'm kind of scared that if he's a milestone award, then I'm kind of keeping my gold handy, so that way I can use that to my advantage. So that's why I'm kind of hoarding a bit there. On top of that, I've always been a little bit of a hoarder, so in this case, this isn't anything new. I was kind of doing something similar with Captain Marvel as well. And again, with gold, in terms of using it, the only time I really use it is if there's a resource. So if there's a unique T4 material you need that you want to buy, so for 72,000, these will just pop up randomly throughout the store, and these will be unlocked as you progress into higher levels. You won't see this in the store when you're in the lower levels. Same with the purple materials. You won't see these until later on, after you've reached certain milestone on the levels. And I don't know the exact levels because I never paid attention to that sort of thing when I started out. But I do know for a fact that these unique ones, you want to make sure when you are I believe 60, 65 or something like that. Basically when you're getting your characters up to that point where they will need these to kind of basically tear them up to 13. And I mean, at this point, it was the highest tier, but now they've unlocked a new update. So now it's like tier 14 is the highest, and it's crazy. So you'll need these for tier 13 and 14. And I think it's best to always check the store. Check it. Make sure they have it. If they don't have it, then no big deal. But again, I always keep money sitting around, so that way, if you have it, you can always buy it. As I already said, you get about 115,000 gold from your daily objectives. So essentially, if you don't have enough gold and you do see one kicking around there, just do your objectives and you'll have enough gold sitting right there, and then you can pretty much buy it off. Other people, they use it for their ABCs, which is your advanced basic catalyst. You pretty much need that for everything once you're in the higher levels. Same with the alphas and all the other smaller ones, and then all these other materials. The only time I really spend anything here is buying those unique T13 materials. The reason being, you can farm all these other materials. So I mean, these torches. I mean, you can buy these exclusive materials as well, and these are for gear 13 and 14, or sorry, gear 12 and 13. But again, once you do Fear the Darkness and Enter the Darkness, which is pretty much those two game modes with Ultron in the mix there, they will give you enough materials. And I mean, at this point in time, I've never had to buy them. So again, it's a waste of gold. And if you look at the ratio there, I mean, 32,000 for one of these guys. Holy smokes, that can add up. So I mean, you do need quite a bit to level characters up. So again, that's why I haven't really spent money, my gold anyhow, on these materials. Just a waste of time, right? Just a waste of resource. Better ways. There are better ways to efficiently use your gold, and that's using it on buying these materials if they're available. If not, stick with leveling your characters up, because other than using gold for these, I only use my gold to level up characters. Otherwise, everything else is farmable. I mean, you can farm this in like 5 different nodes. You can farm these guys as well, and I'll just show you guys real quick here. I mean, if we go into we'll click on my pyro, and again, he's got where's that category? Where are you? Okay, probably the wrong one here. There you go. So these advanced basic catalysts, and then you can basically farm them in these specific nodes. And again, these nodes already have these other purple mats that you can farm from them. So again, it's up to you guys if you want to use your hard-earned gold to get those materials. But again, I've never really spent gold on these materials, because if there's ways to farm it, why would you spend the gold to farm it when you can get it other ways? And that's what your campaign energy is for. I mean, some of these specific nodes as well, I mean, they kind of coincide with certain characters as well. So it obviously helps out if you can maximize your farming that way, right? So farming these specific shards, like these advanced isomers, I mean, you're going to need them eventually, and then in the meantime, while you're farming these, you're going to get these catalysts anyways. And on top of that, there's also challenges that you can do, and these ones, I mean, you can also get them unlocked that way as well. So I mean, there are other ways to get those materials, not to mention you can also get those catalysts and those isomers and all that good stuff as well. So if you can farm that, why would you waste your gold on that? So that's just what I'm doing, and that's how I've been efficiently using my gold that way. Same thing with farming. If you gotta buy something because you gotta complete it for your objectives, buy some of these cheaper ones. I mean, $2,500. That's not gonna cost you anything. Or I mean, you can buy these cheaper ones. I always, if there's some 16K ones that you really need and you're really desperate and you're really close to either gearing them up so you can go into Enter the Darkness or Fear the Darkness, then do it up. That's up to you. But like I said, you've only got gold for one thing, and for me, it's been using them to tier up and to level up characters, because aside from that, I mean, you can't really gear up characters or farm them without the gold. So again, that's the best way that I've been utilizing gold as a resource. And again, with those materials, you can also get them in the raid store. So again, like I said, there's plenty of ways you can get these materials, and I mean, some of them have like over 200, or I've never even really farmed them. And again, it's just from my side, if there's already multiple ways you can get these resources, why would you waste your gold on the one way that you can to, you know, level your characters or to equip them with materials to get them into the higher tiers? Aside from that, actually, and while we're speaking on gold, that's the same thing with my raid shards. Because these are farmable on the campaign missions, I also don't use my raid shards on my raid credits on these materials. If it's really close and I really want to tear up a character, there's that odd time I will. But other than that, I mean, I will use them up to level up characters and to get character shards. Especially with raids, with the raid store, because they have been adding additional ones to the raid store, and it's been nice with the addition of War Machine. They added Killmonger, and then now they added Mysterio as well. So again, with Invisible Woman coming up, and then you need Sinister Six characters, and the Sinister Six have been so good against the Defenders team. Yeah, I'd rather just waste my raid credits on that. And again, like I said, if you can farm these materials throughout the other different campaigns, why would you use your raid shards on that, right? So again, that's just my mindset. Same thing with the arena store. The arena store, I mean, there's no materials for you to use the shards on, but I mean, same thing here, just characters as well, and just getting those characters that you can only farm that way. So same thing here. The war store, it's gonna sound like a broken record here, but yeah, it's the same thing. You know, you only get raid war credits one way, and that's through doing alliance wars. And with the upcoming alliance leagues, we will get more rewards, which is great. So perhaps I'll spend some more on the materials. But again, I mean, these catalysts and these intels, I mean, I don't need to spend my war credits on it, right? I've been using my war credits on the unique materials that pop up. So occasionally you'll get the materials that pop up, and like I said, I don't see any here right now. But what I can do is I can refresh here, and I'll show you guys. What I mean here. Hopefully I can find one. So there you go. So there's one here for 1015 Tesseract Energy, and actually on that note, the only things that I have been using my raid war credits on, or sorry, raid war credits. The only thing I have been using my alliance war credits is on Carnage and on Pyro, because again, these are the only ways you can farm these characters, and that's why I've been kind of utilizing those war credits for that. I usually keep about 2,000 in the bank as well, usually 2,000 or 3,000, just in case that unique material does pop up and I need to get it right away. So that's why I do keep that handy. And again, with the raid orbs, or sorry, with the alliance war orbs, the only times I really use those credits from the war is essentially getting these materials. So again, this is also a really good way in case you guys don't have an inventory of, you know, if you want to know what's going on and how much I got, and you know, I'm trying to get Minerva. I've got 7 right now. I need 5 more, or you know, you're looking to upgrade Phoenix into T13, and you don't know how many materials you have. This is actually a really good way to kind of go through it. If you go into the raid orbs, the war orbs, and then you go on the rewards, you can basically scout it out and see how many you need. So I mean, I'm trying to get my Captain Marvel to 13. So again, I need 5 more here based on this. So this is actually a good way, because Marvel Strike Force does not have a really good way of keeping track of that. So so this is actually a really good way to kind of look in and see how much you got. Yeah, so there you guys have it there. And we got a little off topic there, but again, with the gold, like I said, I've only been utilizing it for these unique materials, and I haven't really been using it for anything else. 72,000. So you'll still be positive with just doing the objectives alone. You'll get that 115,000, and then you'll still have a few thousand there to spare. And again, that's just your daily gold that you get from your objectives. I mean, if you guys are doing raids, if you guys are doing if you guys are doing any of those milestones, you're gonna get raid orbs, and you're gonna get more gold out of it. So again, not to mention you got your challenges as well to get your gold back. So again, just making sure you're doing them, making sure you're doing those objectives. I'm just doing it now because I've been meaning to do it, but yeah, like I said. My raid health pack, I'm not going to fill that up yet. But like I said, there are other ways to farm gold, but because of how rare of a resource it is, you want to make sure you can efficiently use it. And I mean, right now, I've got a decent amount just because I'm saving up a bit, just in case. There is rumors that maybe Coulson's going to be a milestone award or something. But again, I just want to be sure that if I'm caught with my pants down, that way, I'm on top of it. So again, just making sure, you guys know that in terms of the gold. So like I said, there is only a few ways you can level up characters. And I mean, if there's other ways to farm these materials, why not waste your energy on that, right? So that's what I've been doing. Not to mention, while you're doing those as well, you can always you can always get the materials as well from the milestones. So right here, I've got 10 catalysts here. I'm just going to claim this one. This one gets some power cores and some premium orbs. Yeah, cool. So there you guys have it. And like I said, those milestone awards are nice for that part. It looks like we just got an email there on War Leaks there. Huh. Oh, cool. I'll have to read this later. Anyhow, that's it for the gold aspect. So let's switch gears and let's talk about power cores. So power cores, like gold, is another essential resource, and they pretty much go hand in hand with each other. I mean, if you've got a ton of orbs, you can always get a ton of gold as well. Just with the I'll have to open this up to show you guys what I mean. But again, you can spend 450 and you can get gold that way as well. So in conjunction, power cores can be used as well for the orbs. But right off the bat here, I'll just let you guys know, it's a terrible ratio. I mean, you're almost better off getting energy, because at least with energy, you can use the refreshes that you get from the objectives, and on top of that, you can also get those refreshes as well for farming characters. And right here, I'll just show you guys. I'll just refresh it here. So I mean, I've got about 500 energy now, and let me see here. Who am I gonna pull up here on the list here? I forget who I was farming, but let's. So again, I'm gonna use my gold. I'm gonna level up Pyro here, and what we're gonna do here is we're gonna farm some materials. So again, like I said, there's plenty of ways you can farm the materials. And for example, this one, we're gonna spend 100 energy here, and booyah, we get 19,000 gold just from doing that. So I mean, when you spend 450 cores for one orb, that's a lot of cores. So essentially, if you spend the refreshes and you can do them 4 times for 50, that's about 200 power cores I just used, which is less than half of the 450 you would have used for the orbs, for the gold orbs. And again, it's just inefficient. I also had a free one, so technically I only spent 150 power cores, but again, same thing. I mean, slap it here or there as well. I get some materials and I get 17.5k. Again, just really great, right? So again, we're gonna switch gears here now, and again, this one, I gotta make sure I 3-star that one. Okay, and like I said, again, 21,000 gold there. So again, the gold is actually really handy, and right there, just based on those three nodes that I just did, I actually just got about 60,000 gold just from that. So just from that alone, I pretty much got like with a typical orb, you would get anywhere between let's have a look here. So if you go into the gold orbs and you click on the info, there's always that range from 30 to 1 mil, 60 to 3 mil, and then 30 to 1 mil. So at minimum there, you get 120,000. And just right there, what I just showed you guys, I got about 60. So, I mean, not to mention you're farming character materials and you're getting gold already. So we got about half of that, but we only spent 150 cores. And I mean, I still got 200 energy here to blow. So I got to figure out who I'm farming here. I forget who I was farming. Was I farming this guy? Yeah, I'll finish farming him. And I'll have to check my Okoye. It's good to favorite your characters that you want to farm as well. That's what I've been doing. I'm gonna switch over to Psylocke. Maybe she's got another material I don't want to need. It's the same damn one. Oh my goodness. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna go back to Pyro, and we're just gonna farm the shards on this one. No. Okay, so we could always use advanced, and again we're just gonna we're just going to farm there. And again, like I said, you get the materials for that, and then you also get the X-rays as well. So we're just going to finish farming there. Boom. Okay, so as I already said, it's a good way to utilize your cores that way. I mean, you can go ahead and use your 450 cores if you really want, but it's just very inefficient, right? And like I said, even if I do 2 more refreshes, which would give me 200 more energy as well, 240 more energy, that would still give me about 50 or 60,000 gold, versus just blowing all that for the orbs. So again, it's just very inefficient. Unfortunately, sometimes players get impatient, and that's what they end up doing. They end up wasting a lot of their power cores hastily because they want to get more money, or you know, they want to spend it on character shards, and that's what we'll talk about here after I open these up. I just saw that at 6 there. Na 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 na. Okay, so nothing good here, but anyhow, aside from that too, spending the energy is nice because obviously you also get these milestone unlocks as well, and it just comes in handy because you just get even more power cores. And based on this, I mean, based on the milestones here and the 3 days that you have, if you're spending 200 cores a day to get that energy, you're getting an additional 400 energy plus the 500 you already kind of get with your objectives and with doing your energy collections. You're getting about 1,000-ish more or less every day, so you have the potential to hit up to even this 1560. So you'll have the potential to hit up an additional 20 some orbs, power cores there. Oh, 30, I guess, 30 based on this. But like I said, and then there's that potential. If you're hitting up 2,200, you get an additional 15, and then not to mention this one, that's another 10. So yeah, it adds up. And again, like if you're crazy and you want to really spend enough energy to get these 5 catalysts, by all means, if that's your cup of tea. But again, like I said, that's what you want to do with your power cores. Spend them on energy refreshes. The other thing you can do too is spend them on character refreshes, and I mean that's what I've been doing. Depending on the materials, you can also spend them on the material refreshes as well, just to kind of get more of the materials. I haven't been doing that too much because again, it's not really a sprint; it's more of a marathon, and I've been really patient. I would say keeping a big stockpile of power cores is really handy, especially when you have upcoming events like Invisible Woman. She's coming up here, and I was refreshing Blaster here like crazy, or Blaster Shocker here like crazy, and like I said, I was farming him like crazy, just getting him up to 5 stars, so that way I can get her unlocked. And same thing if you've got other campaigns coming up here, for example. Like for the Phoenix event, the Hand Assassin, I was doing that one as well. Other things I've been using my power cores on is obviously with Graviton. If you need more energy, and again, if you use a refresh there, boom, guess what? You also get money. So again, like I said, I've been doing my core refreshes on the campaigns and on the you know, the exclusive events. So Fantastic Plans. But other than that, I haven't really used my power cores for anything else. I mean, you can always use them on the Alliance raids as well. You can spend 50. Here, I'll just clear this out and show you guys. You can spend 50 and also do an extra raid there, attack or whichever. Or if you guys are needing that 100 raid completion and you're running out of time, that's a very, very odd situation where I would use it. But I mean, otherwise, I wouldn't really use it other than that. I mean, obviously, if there's some players that might have missed a lane, or you know, they weren't paying attention, and then that's going to lead to you losing the raid 100% completion, and you lose those rewards. Then obviously, you know, there's been players on my alliance and on other alliances as well that have to spend the extra 50 cores or whatever, so that way they can finish the raid on time. But like I said, here, I'll show you guys here real quick here. We were just finishing this up, and I was just auto playing it because with the BKE team, it's pretty easy. Big Cree team. All right. And here you guys have it. So if you have to do one more, and let's just envision that it was the last one, then you would spend 50 for the energy refresh. I mean, other than that, there hasn't really been any other times. I mean, There's also been the odd time where I was close to finishing Fear the Darkness as well, and I mean, yeah, you can do those character refreshes for 50 energy. And like I said, if I had 4 characters and you can't enter in with only 4 characters, and I needed 1 more character so I can at least attempt it, then that way I would, oh, here we go. Here's an example, I guess, with Juggernaut, and then if I just had 4 guys, I mean, you can't enter it with just Juggernaut. You gotta heal up the other 4 guys, and that way you can go into the game mode, right? I mean, aside from that, that's pretty much it. And I'll just show you guys here as well. When you do complete Fear the Darkness, I mean, look at all these materials you get. I mean, you don't ever need to farm these. It's just a waste of your gold. So again, save that, guys. Save that gold for your unique materials like this Uru, or save them up for leveling, because otherwise, I mean, there's plenty of ways to level up, to get those materials, but there's only one way to level up, and unfortunately, it's gold. So I mean, just from here, I'll just go down to the bottom here. Even if we were to take monstrosity all the way to 70 here, that's 3 mil. That's half my money right now just to bring them up to 70. So I mean, if you're using your gold just on the store supplies and you're buying everything here, you're gonna stunt your growth in this game, and it's gonna limit your ability to grow and develop. And obviously the best use of that is by leveling characters. And again, with power cores, those orbs, don't ever spend them on orbs. These orbs are expensive, 675, 675, 450. They're just so expensive. You can spend literally on 6 refreshes, and that's equivalent to using one of these orbs. I mean, 6 refreshes is a lot of energy as well. But if you just do the 4 refreshes, which is about 200 cores, which is half of this, less than half. And then on top of that, every second day, you get a free, you pretty much get a free refresh as well. So I mean, you're spending about 150 to 200 cores per day, which ends up being pretty good. Especially with the fact that with doing your objectives, you get 50 power cores just doing your objectives. So that means it brings it down to another, brings it down by another 50. And if you're doing arena regularly, again, you can get power cores as well, and that just helps out with everything. It just neutralizes the damage it does, and that's what I've been doing. So again, hopefully you guys found this useful, and hopefully this has been enlightening for you guys, and that way you can start saving your cores and your gold, and who knows, we'll see what happens. I am looking forward to Agent Coulson, and hopefully we'll see how he gets unlocked pretty soon here. All right, guys, thank you for watching as always, and otherwise, happy gaming.